Good evening. I am thrilled to have the opportunity to announce the 2012 Heisman Trophy winner, especially after such an unforgettable season in college football. And now, the 2012 winner of the Heisman Memorial Trophy is Johnny Manziel.
College football's most prestigious individual honor, the Heisman Trophy.
Club, are you answering?
I can't hear.
We can't hear you.
There's too much money in my hand.
I can't hear you.
I can't answer it or not.
In this video, we will look at the following criteria that makes Johnny Manziel not just a football player, but an entertainer. Johnny Manziel is one of the most talented quarterbacks that Texas A&M has ever seen. From using his small, elusive body to escape would-be tacklers to throwing tight spirals into tight windows, Johnny Manziel could simply do it all. His talent even led him to the NFL and becoming a first-round pick. His talent ultimately filled the seats at games. He used his talent to put on a show for his fans rather just to have his team win games. Johnny Manziel has lots of swagger, but a different type of swagger. Not the swagger with the fresh cleats and the armbands everyone loved. Johnny had a different type of swagger where he carried himself differently from others. Everywhere he went, he was cocky. He held his chest high and proud, making himself feel bigger than everyone that was around him. Every time Johnny Manziel stepped into the room, you knew he was there. The way Johnny Manziel carried himself ultimately changed the swagger aspect of today's game. The love and hate of Johnny Manziel was so divided. People who loved Johnny was because he was cocky and flashy and didn't care what people thought of him. He was all about having fun and enjoying others' time and making people love the way he played football, and with an attitude that made him seem better than everyone and everything. People really loved how he put a show on every Saturday, often getting unsportsmanlike penalties and getting kicked out of games. Johnny thrived on that. Now that people hated him is because he was either beating their favorite team or just beating them. Johnny Manziel was beating and running up the score, often taunting them too. During the Rice Owl game, he had taunted an opposing linebacker and yelled "scoreboard" to his face and later got kicked out of the game. People hated him for this because he was different. He didn't carry himself like a normal QB did. He was loud and outspoken, and people didn't like that about him. We can also not forget he kept winning, and people hated that. During the 2012 season, Johnny Manziel had a breakout game versus the Alabama Crimson Tide, where he threw for 2 touchdowns and rushed for 1, and then eventually winning the Heisman Trophy. This is one of his signature moments that made him a star in the college football realm. He was also the first freshman to win the Heisman Trophy, which also made it a signature moment. In today's pop culture, we see that Johnny Manziel's stardom has reached a multitude of platforms. His stardom has gotten so big over the time at Texas A&M, big-name stars like Drake, LeBron, and Odell Beckham Jr. started to support him, which only boosted his ego. His stardom had gotten so big, he even got drafted in the NFL, which led to a Nike sponsorship. Even off the field, the younger generation started to mimic hand gestures that Manziel did on the field, like the money sign or the top season hashtag he started during his time at Texas A&M. Having done all this ultimately led to him having a big impact across the college football nation.